16-year-old Emma Carter had always believed that life in Santa Barbara, California, was predictable. Every morning was the same. Wake up. School. Volleyball practice. Homework. Sleep. At least, it had been predictable until the day she found the phone. It happened on a rainy Thursday afternoon. The school hallways were nearly empty after classes ended. Emma had forgotten her chemistry notebook and returned to retrieve it from her locker. As she walked through the quiet corridor, she noticed something lying on the floor beside a row of lockers. A smartphone. It looked oddly familiar. The case was dark blue with a tiny scratch near the camera. Emma bent down and picked it up. Her stomach tightened. The wallpaper on the lock screen was a picture of her dog, Max. What? She stared at it. That was impossible. The phone looked exactly like hers. Same model. Same case. Same wallpaper. The screen suddenly lit up. A notification appeared. Unknown contact, don't go home tonight. Emma froze. A second message arrived. I know you found the phone. Her heart began pounding. Someone was messing with her. It had to be. She unlocked the device. The passcode worked. Her passcode. Inside were hundreds of photos. Photos of her room. Her school. Her friends. Her family. Everything looked normal at first. Until she checked the dates. The pictures were dated 6 months into the future. Emma laughed nervously. Someone had created an elaborate prank. Then she opened the contacts list. There was only one contact. Me. Her hands trembled. Another message appeared. Emma, listen carefully. You have less than 48 hours. She typed back. Who is this? The reply came instantly. You. 6 months from now. Emma nearly dropped the phone. The messages continued. I know you won't believe me. Check your backpack. There is a red pen inside the front pocket. You forgot you put it there this morning. Emma opened her backpack. The red pen was there. Her pulse accelerated. That could be a guess. The response appeared immediately. No. Your math test score will be 92. You'll find out tomorrow. Emma swallowed hard. What is this? A pause. Then, a warning. Outside, thunder rumbled. Emma hurried home with the strange phone hidden inside her backpack. That night, she couldn't sleep. At midnight, another message arrived. Tomorrow at 3:17 p.m., a black SUV will stop outside school. Do not get inside. Emma stared at the screen. Why would I get inside? The answer came. Because your friend Lucy will ask you to. Emma sat upright. Nobody knew she planned to meet Lucy tomorrow. Nobody. The next day passed painfully slowly. At 3:17 p.m. exactly, Emma stood near the school entrance. Lucy appeared. Hey, my cousin's picking us up. Come on. A black SUV pulled to the curb. Emma's blood ran cold. The phone vibrated. Don't. She stepped back. I'll walk. Lucy looked confused. The SUV drove away. Emma watched it disappear. The phone buzzed again. Good. You changed the first thing. Emma typed furiously. Who are you really? The answer appeared after several seconds. I'm trying to save our life. And for the first time, Emma realized this might not be a prank at all. Over the next week, Emma received dozens of messages. Each one predicted something impossible. A teacher calling in sick. A volleyball injury. A surprise quiz. A power outage. Every prediction came true. Soon Emma stopped questioning whether the sender was her future self. The real question became, why was future Emma contacting her? One night, she finally got an answer. There's an accident in 5 months. Emma stared at the screen. What kind of accident? Several minutes passed. Then, I can't tell you everything. If I do, the timeline changes too much. Emma hated cryptic answers. Who dies? No response. Finally, people we love. Emma felt sick. The next day, she began secretly following the phone's instructions. Avoid this street. Talk to that teacher. Join this study group. Take a different bus. At first, the changes seemed random. But gradually, strange things started happening. People Emma had never met before began appearing in her life. Opportunities emerged. Small decisions created huge consequences. One afternoon, she met a new student named Ryan. Future Emma immediately messaged, "Trust him." Over the next months, Ryan became one of her closest friends. Yet, something felt wrong. The messages were becoming increasingly desperate. "Don't let your mom drive on October 14th. Skip school next Tuesday. Destroy the notebook in your desk." Emma obeyed most of them. But eventually she began wondering, how did future Emma know all this? One evening she asked directly, "How are you sending these messages?" The response came slower than usual. "I stole something." Emma frowned. "What?" "A prototype." "From who?" No answer. "Then, the people who caused everything." Emma's pulse quickened. Suddenly another message appeared. Different sender. Unknown number. "Stop reading the messages." Emma froze. A second text arrived. "She's lying to you." The future phone vibrated violently. New messages flooded in. "Don't respond. Delete that number." They found US. Emma's room suddenly felt very small. She looked outside. A car sat parked across the street. Its headlights were off. Someone was inside, watching. For the first time, Emma realized that whatever was happening wasn't just about time travel. Someone else knew. And they were getting closer. 3 days later, Emma finally discovered the truth. Or at least part of it. A message appeared at 2:13 a.m. "Go to the storage unit. Now." The phone sent an address. Emma quietly left the house and biked across town. The storage facility was deserted. Unit 314 stood open. Inside was a laptop. And a video file. Emma pressed play. The screen flickered. A tired version of herself appeared. Older. Scarred. Terrified. "Emma, if you're watching this, then things are worse than I thought." Future Emma looked directly into the camera. "They aren't messages from the future." Emma stopped breathing. "What?" The recording continued. "I'm not 6 months ahead of you." The older Emma's eyes filled with tears. "I'm 23 years ahead." Emma felt dizzy. 23 years. The video explained everything. A technology company had developed an experimental communication device capable of sending limited data backward through time. The project had gone wrong. A catastrophe followed. Future Emma had survived. Most others hadn't. For years she searched for a way to prevent it. Finally, she discovered one possibility. Contact her younger self. The video ended with a warning. "The accident isn't an accident." Emma's hands shook. "It starts on November 2nd. The screen went black. Then another file opened automatically. Security footage. A laboratory. Scientists running. Alarms. Smoke. An explosion. The date. November 2nd. 6 months from now. Emma stared in horror. A final text arrived. "Now you know." She typed. "What do I do?" The response came instantly. "Stop me." Emma frowned. "Stop you?" The answer appeared. "I'm the one who causes it." Emma's world collapsed. Everything she believed shattered in a single sentence. Future Emma had spent months helping her. But according to the messages, future Emma was also responsible for the disaster. And the countdown had already begun. The next weeks became a race against time. Emma investigated the company, the prototype, the future disaster. Every clue pointed toward one unavoidable conclusion. Somehow she would eventually work for the project. Somehow she would make the decision that triggered everything. Future Emma wanted to stop her younger self before that happened. But something still didn't make sense. Why would future Emma help create the disaster in the first place? The answer arrived on November 1st. One final video. Older Emma appeared again. This time she was smiling sadly. "You've figured out almost everything." She paused. "Except the most important part." Emma watched carefully. "There are no alternate timelines." Her stomach tightened. "What?" The older Emma continued. "Every message I've sent you, every warning, every instruction." She sighed. "They were always part of history." Emma felt cold. You finding the phone. You avoiding the SUV. You meeting Ryan. All of it already happened. The realization struck like lightning. Future Emma hadn't been changing the future. She had been creating it. The entire time. Every choice Emma made came from the messages. Without the messages, none of it would have happened. including her future career, including the laboratory, including the disaster, including the invention itself. The phone buzzed. One final text appeared. I'm not trying to prevent the future. Emma's hands trembled. Another message. I'm trying to create it. No. A final video played. Future Emma looked directly into the camera. The device can only exist if I send the messages. If I don't send them, you never build it. If you never build it, I never exist to send them. Emma realized she was trapped in a perfect loop. A paradox with no beginning, no end. The future existed because the messages existed. And the messages existed because the future existed. The phone vibrated one last time. There's something I never told you. Emma opened the final message. I'm not you. She stared at the screen. The words blurred. Another line appeared. I'm your daughter. Emma's breath caught. Ryan. The friend she had been told to trust. The person future Emma had pushed into her life. The future had been engineered from the start. Every message, every event, every coincidence. Not by Emma, but by the daughter she would one day have. A daughter born decades later. A daughter trying to ensure her own existence. The phone screen went black. Dead. Forever. Outside, dawn broke over California. Emma sat silently as sunlight filled the room. The future had not been saved. The future had not been changed. It had already happened. And somewhere, decades ahead, a daughter she had never met had just guaranteed that she would be born. The end.